Right.
Brought to you by Roundabouts.
That's it. I don't have anybody any final words on this topic. At all.
Are we talking about anime movies in general?
Just Americans making them.
American live adapted or remade. I don't have a whole lot, but
how many are there? All like, I wonder why nobody recruits any of these people that make these passion projects that show up on YouTube.
The amateur joints, like I said, like the
Ooh,
folks
like you make a video that gets millions of views,
right?
Talk to that person.
Have y'all seen any of those King Vader ones?
Yeah.
So King Vader, he's a huge internet star,
right?
And so we follow King Vader on our social media. We love King Vader here. But he has
friend of the show.
Yeah. Is he a friend of the show? He does not know we exist.
Right. Hopefully, someday.
He doesn't know, but not yet. A friend of the show. That helps when we invite him to speak. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Speaking into existence.
Exactly.
So he has the Netflix Dream series where he's basically doing like I think he does a Vader cut that he releases on YouTube, but Netflix also has it on their platform where it's like a like what his videos kind of are of different series. Like they did Umbrella Academy, they did one from Army of the Dead because that movie needed help, I guess. But they were like, listen, let's use this guy's fan base to try to get this movie off of the ground.
It's smart.
But they're like these real, but it's that same type of idea. But the issue is that they just tapped on him to do like a promo-y type thing instead of doing the thing. They didn't hire him to do like a movie. They hired him to do kind of what becomes a promo for a bigger project or whatever, which I love it as a stepping stone for him, especially as a creator. But I'm like, ooh, Hollywood, halfway there. And it's probably mostly because these production companies, these old guys in their big fancy
all they
chairs
care about are the awards,
are scared about their money.
Yeah,
they're scared that if I invest in this guy, he's got 1 million views on YouTube. That's still short form content. Can he make a successful movie? And instead of just giving him the chance to make a successful movie, they're like, do well with this. If you do well with this, maybe we'll think about investing in you. And sometimes they do, sometimes they don't.
And I think again too, like, what is the measurement of success? Because obviously these YouTube creators are very successful. Yeah. These guys make hundreds of thousands of dollars on their content, you know? And like, you think about it, like, and it's all in a short form stuff, like you said. Yeah. And so like, obviously when you're talking about these, you know, these boardroom execs who are making movie decisions in Hollywood, like you said, it's these old crotchety white guys who are like, okay, well, success is awards at award ceremonies and like big name actors and like all this and this and this.
Which is funny because they make these decisions with that motivation and they don't get any awards.
No, right, exactly. And I'm like, and the movies that they don't, because I mean, you think about actors like
they get the awards, they just are the off-camera awards,
right? The ones that nobody actually watches movies care about. Yeah, exactly. Right. Because I mean, you think about Jackie Chan. Like Jackie Chan is arguably one of the best ever.
He's one of the most famous.
He's one of the most famous people ever.
Yeah.
And they gave him that honorary award like a couple years ago, and I was like, honestly, that's kind of a slap in the face, in my opinion.
My man, he's self-made, man.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, at that point, you're like
records.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I know. Literally, he's a singer. He's an actor. He's a stuntman. He's a martial artist. Like this man's everything. But like they paid him lip service basically, and they were like, okay, well what you do doesn't fit into what we consider success. But we're going to pay you lip service because you have millions of fans.
It's like the Scorsese film argument.
Yeah.
Have y'all heard about that? Where he's like, these comic book, this blockbuster culture, which is funny from a guy that has made
I didn't appreciate when he said it, but I got it. Yeah. Yeah.
But he's talking about this idea of a film. And like when you study film, like in school, and they talk a lot, like French film in particular got the opportunity to define what we understand as high art and film culture today. Yeah. But it's one of those things where it's like, it's still, I don't know. It's weird because it's like, do you lean on the idea of there being a culture and so things change, or is there a standard? It goes back and forth between the two. Our standard of what good film is now, is it something that can't be based on popularity? if that makes sense. So when you talk about like an Oscar or something like that, can you do
he
it to a film that's what?
In the 80s and 90s when the mob was on the news every day.
Oh,
Right.
yeah. Oh, Scorsese.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're doing the same thing except with comic books. Like,
yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like all his movies are mob movies.
Yeah. Like you're not a special
like you're taking
snowflake
pop
because-
culture
exactly.
and using
Making
it
a
to make a
film.
movie.
Yeah.
So what if you use French techniques?
Right.
Yeah.
A chicken wing is still a chicken wing.
That's the blackest thing that's happened on this podcast.